Have you ever held back from being your true self? Let's say, like maybe with a significant other, perhaps? If so, stick with me because today I'm going to do my best to not only show you how you can be more confident with yourself, but that you can and should be your true, wonderful self. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Hit that like button if you're ready. Now. Go ahead. Do it now. Hit that like button. There you go. All right. Let's go.
Oh, shit! Woo!
Geez, Sam, you are bossy today. Well, honestly, I just wanted to get your attention because I know this is a problem that a lot of people struggle with. And before we get into it, I do want to introduce myself. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Sam Becker and I am with I Am Capable. So please consider subscribing to this channel where I talk about mindset and how to build your confidence so you can live your best, confident, happy life. Okay. Welcome to the next episode in the Overcoming Fears playlist. And today we're talking all about vulnerability. Okay. Let's start off by first thinking about all the words that might come to mind when you think about vulnerability. Let's think about that. Are you embarrassed? Overwhelmed? Nervous? Scared? Maybe feeling a little bit weak and lonely? Maybe you're anxious? Sick to your stomach? All right, that's enough. You get the point though, right? I really hope that I grabbed your attention because I really just want to help you overcome these emotions and better understand why they might be happening and finally put your fear of being vulnerable to rest. I think it's a very normal feeling to experience hesitation when it comes to being vulnerable. Not everyone wears their heart on their sleeves or lives a totally transparent lifestyle, and that's fine. But trusting someone, let's just say like your best friend or your partner, it can and should come easy. But I know that it doesn't always. We sometimes hide the truth because we're scared of being our true selves. But let's think about why. Okay, like are we trying to live in someone else's standards? Let's also consider that it might have stemmed from somewhere else. Maybe we got burned in the past at some point. Maybe we tried to be vulnerable with somebody and it wasn't accepted the way that we anticipated. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But just some questions to kind of, get your mind working and to think about when you are feeling the fear or worry of being vulnerable, okay? What sometimes I like to do is write down why I'm feeling a certain way and kind of just declutter my mind and just kind of write out everything, like what's the worst that can happen, or you can just think to yourself, one thing at a time, like where did it stem from? Okay, thinking about it. Okay, am I trying to please this person? Okay, let me think about it. So depending on the way you like to go about it, write it down or just kind of think about it each question individually. But one thing I do want to remind you is that the majority of people, most of the time, are on your side. Okay, and if you are feeling like you are in a position where you need to be vulnerable, it's usually with someone that you trust and you feel safe with in the first place, right? So if you're feeling like you need to be vulnerable with this person, it may be safe to say that they're on your side. So don't get too in your head about it. If you need to express the way you feel, that's perfectly fine. Let's think of it this way. The next time that you find yourself actually being vulnerable with someone, what you're doing is you're actually actively working on overcoming this fear, right? Like you're jumping right into it and you're putting yourself out there. And usually I find this leads to feelings of relief in some way or another, right? So what you want to do is do this over and over again because that builds up courage and that builds up confidence for yourself. So what you can do is you can actually see this as an opportunity to overcome your fear, right? To teach yourself something new, because each time that you do it, you'll get better and better at it and you'll be constantly building that courage. You'll be constantly building that confidence, right? So see it as an opportunity to overcome that fear and to make yourself more comfortable with yourself. Now, you listen and you listen good. In fact, come here a little closer. Come on. Okay. Little closer. That's it. Whoa. That's too close. We're social distancing here, people. Jeez. I'm just kidding. But I do want you to listen because this is important. None of us are impressive. Okay? We're not. We all have our own flaws. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, geez, Sam, that was harsh. Like, what do you mean I'm not impressive? Screw you. Yes, I am. Good. Keep that confidence. But what I'm talking about is, we're all clumsy at times. We all get in moods in some way or another. We, all have some type of fear or worry. We all lack confidence in certain areas in our life, etc. I just really feel like we are conditioned in this world today that we are supposed to be protecting ourselves from ridicule and hiding behind our screens on our phones and laptops and all that, and just posting only the good sides of us. I feel like we so rarely see anybody posting a picture of themselves being truly vulnerable. But instead we get selfies of people on the beach, like life is so perfect. Or maybe our significant other did something very sweet and thoughtful, and we post a picture about it, sharing to the world how great they are, and when really, in reality, they're like a huge butthead on a day-to-day basis, and that's not real life. Where I'm getting at is none of us are normal, because there's no such thing as normal, right? And really, if you think about it, like, normal isn't very exciting anyway. Like, pretend that someone was asked to describe you using one word and they choose normal. Like, that's kind of insulting in a way, right? No, you want words to describe you like honest and loyal and trusting, helpful, adventurous, courageous, ambitious. I should become a rapper after this. Honest and loyal and trusting, helpful, adventurous, courageous, ambitious. But really, those sound a lot better than normal, right? In fact, leave a comment down below using one word to describe you. Positive vibes only. No negative little nillies up in here. Okay, now let's talk about vulnerability in relationships. Okay, I understand that it can be scary and overwhelming to openly share something with your partner, but allow yourself to be who you are. Express yourself and open yourself up for this discussion. But understand that there might be a possibility of judgment, because you can't stop people from judging, but go in confidently regardless of how the conversation goes, because you did everything you could to be open and honest with that person. And honestly, being open and honest with a person is such a great quality to have, and really that's kind of on them if they don't understand you. Ultimately, you want to be your true self with the person you're with, right? Like, you want that comfort and that confidence that you are open and honest with this person. You can share anything with them. Well, you can't do that unless you open yourself up to be open and honest with them from the start. If they don't like you for it, then maybe it's time to say bye-bye. You just need to understand that you are great and you are deserving of acceptance. Okay, start addressing how you feel about yourself. It all starts right there. Okay, so treat yourself the way you deserve to be treated, and other people will too. I know their approval means so much to you. Okay, I understand that. But imagine what a beautiful thing it'll be when you do take a moment to be vulnerable with this person, and you open yourself up and you share everything you're thinking and you're feeling, and they understand you and they accept you. They listen, they understand, and they communicate with you. That's what a healthy relationship should be like. And once that's out in the open, you can finally begin to move forward with your relationship without carrying that burden with you anymore. Okay, and if they don't resonate with what you're trying to tell them, and if they don't accept what is on your mind, maybe that person just isn't the right person for you. And you need to come to terms with the fact that that's okay. And I know that will be a difficult thing to come to terms with if that is, in fact, where it leads. But you have to understand that you are deserving and you are great. And you need to be able to be open and honest with someone. Because if you can't be open and honest with someone, that relationship most likely isn't going to be a long-term one. And that's okay too if you're okay with that as well. Where I'm getting at is you deserve to be understood and you deserve to be accepted. And I think the sooner you get this conversation out in the open with them, the better, so you can decide where you want it to go. I typically like to begin any romantic relationship by being very open and honest with the person, because communication is one of the things that I value most in any relationship. But if we can't be, open with communication from the start, I don't see it working very well in the future. I see some problems. I see some red flags. If you can't communicate, there's going to be problems. So one of the things I like to share is saying things like, there's things I like to work on for myself, like my anxiety. I get anxiety from time to time. This is what I'm like during an anxiety attack, so whenever it happens to happen, I could just be like, hey, it's happening. And the alternative to that, if I didn't communicate that with them, they would probably be like, what the hell is going on? I'm freaked out, and I'm going to scare them off, and they're never going to come back. I would much rather have this conversation up front, let them know that this is something they might have to deal with or accept, not deal with because that sounds awful, but accept, and if they're okay with that, then okay, then we can go from here. And if it's too much for them later on, I was open, I was honest, and I have no regrets. The reason I do that is because I understand that as common as anxiety is, not everyone fully understands it. And not everyone understands what it's like to be around someone that's currently experiencing it. Okay, so communication is key. I like to be upfront. I like to be honest. I don't care how that conversation turns out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I'm okay with that going into it. And I feel like that's just the best way to approach, something from a vulnerability standpoint. Being open, being honest, being communicative, and being confident that regardless of how the conversation goes, you did your best. And if that person's not for you, then bye-bye, right? You want to be accepted. You want to be treated the way that you deserve to be treated, and you want someone that's going to nurture you and help you grow as a person. And again, I know it's scary to open yourself up like that. Trust me, I get it. I understand. But it's important for you to understand that you need to be able to open yourself up before putting energy into someone that isn't going to accept you for being you. And I know you probably heard this before at some point or another, but time is the only thing that we can't get back. So we need to choose to spend it wisely. Think about your best friends, the people that you would call family. Okay, they tend to know you best, right? They tend to know everything there is to know about you, and they accept you for who you are, right? Then why wouldn't someone else? It's so important to understand your worth and your value, so please be confident with yourself and treat yourself the way that you deserve to be treated, okay? Remember that communication is key, and
it's important thing to remember in life, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, don't take no crap from nobody.
I love you guys. Don't be worried, okay? In the words of the very talented Christina Aguilera, you are beautiful in every single way, and words can't bring you down. Yeah, I just went there. So what? What are you gonna do about it? Thank you guys for tuning in. Please consider subscribing. Leave a comment down below to say hello on your way out. And remember, be tough, be confident, and always be you. See you next Monday, rock stars.